But then there's clear, we're primarily one thing, and secondarily there's another facet to us, okay? So clear sentient is when we feel things, and that's what you're doing. You're all clairsentients, and you're feeling on a higher scale of sensitivity. So do you use language like, oh, I feel I'm not that good, or I feel something's going to happen? No?
I'll feel.
Yeah, feel. So, I mean, for all of you to be in the same house, it's dangerous. I mean, it's really kind of volatile all the time. So, for a lot of clairsentients to be in the same emotionals, to be in the same house, it's quite impactful, okay? So that you've got clairvoyant. Now, clairvoyant is really when you see, okay? You're seeing a lot, aren't you? In your dreams especially, right? Getting a lot of communication and downloads.
Yeah.
And you're starting. About 2 weeks ago, did you start really seeing things? And communicating?
Yeah.
And I know you've been seeing your dad, right? Has he been coming visiting you?
I don't think so.
All right. I know that he's drawn back. So, it's hard for them because they want to be with you, but they also are told to stay back, but they want to be with you. And they can't, They've got another life in a way, but there's still this huge tie because, you're the children. And he'll never leave you, you know that.
Yeah.
But he's had to take a backward position, okay? Because you're going through a lot of changes. And because of that, he realizes he wanted to be there for you, because, that's hard too. I know he's been around, all of you, but they usually come in your dreams, okay? Because we're controllers. I'm not going to if I feel I'm going to fall, I'm going to stop myself. And that's why we're controlling ourselves. In our dream state, we don't actually have any controls. It's kind of on superconscious and subconscious level. So therefore they can talk to us freely, they come and visit. Actually, who's around? Has your mother passed away?
My father passed away about 18 months ago.
Okay, he's not coming. He is here, but he's going back. Is there a grandmother or your mother's here still, right?
My mother's still here.
Then it's her mother. Was she a strong woman?
Yeah, my
Very
grandma,
strong.
she's
She's your guide.
yeah.
Very, very. And she is the one who protects you.
Yeah, I was like the favorite one.
Yeah. About 3 years ago, did you get into a near accident or something?
Oh, I got DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that I got in a little accident. I hit her van.
Yeah, well, that's why she's been around you. It would have been much worse
Yeah.
if it wasn't for her. So
Yeah.
she liked a kind of orangey red color. That's what the candles are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, are you doing the candles at all?
Not as good, not consistently.
Well, then you might be needing them more because, quite
That's
frankly, they are helping. A lot of people are doing it now, but please carefully. I don't want any accidents, and keep a window open if you could because of the fumes. But I've seen so many miracles. You will not believe how many miracles I've seen of clients calling back and saying, "God, you never believe this." And I say, "Well, you see your miracles anyway in your life." But I mean, especially with this emotional time, it'll help you. So when you go through kind of funks, there's a difference between a funk and a depression. You've been kind of going through roughly for the last 14 months, right? A lot of kind of depression.
Yeah.
And you know that it's just because you're changing, right? You have no control of certain things in your life, right? And I'm not talking about mom saying you have to do something. Well, that's part of it. But basically, depression, you go through funks, I see.
Yeah.
And that's depressions where you feel as if, you're scared of the future, in a way. You understand?
Yeah, I'm scared every time I'm driving because I don't got a license, so I'm like...
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah. Well, that's only part of it,
Yeah,
but
part
you're
of it.
also going through big changes, and that's another thing why 98% of the people out there are really going through massive changes, and what I call a chapter change, and I'll address it in the book. The chapter changes are when there's significant times in our lives where we are changing completely into something else, not an alien, don't worry, nothing like that, but that we're progressing and that we're going through spiritual shifts, and that's what I'm talking about. And this is a great opportunity. Depression, I know you've all going through it, you want a little, I know you wouldn't call it much, but they're depressions. Now, do you know depressions are a good thing? You probably hit me for that, but quite frankly, depressions are a great thing. Do you know why?
Not really, because almost everything's going down, but.
Yes, but okay, let me explain. If it's not a clinical depression, okay, which even then some of them are, I'm not a doctor, I'm not saying anything about the camera, but basically depression is a great thing. So what happens in a depression? You don't want to talk to people, right?
Yeah.
You want to be by yourself.
Yeah.
You want to isolate yourself. You even start evicting friends that you feel are useless, in other words, users, are away from you. So you're stripping yourself, right? I call it debarking. So you're debarking, and you want to be alone, and you really see people. You only keep the really closest of people, and family, and some family, I'm afraid, you might not want to be around. But there's other family that you want to hold dear to you, all right? And there's friends that you can't, one minute they were okay, and then suddenly it's just like, I can't stand that person, why are they around me? Does that sound familiar? It sounds a bit, as if it's not being nasty, it's just that you see them for who they really are. So they no longer you don't want them around you in your center, okay? In your safety zone. So that is part of the debarking. So again, on a depression, you also implode, okay? And imploding is that all you want to do, you don't want to watch TV, you don't want to go and play games, you start really not having the fun you used to have, right? And you just sit there and kind of go into a zombie state.
You vegetate.
Right? You vegetate, you just go in your head and it's rolling around like an empty, your brain's empty, but marbles going around. Okay, so really it's a horrible state, but now the good news, that was the bad news about depression, right? The good news is that when it comes in, it's really, why they're doing it is kind of they're squeezing your head a bit, because they want you to start thinking, because when you start having other things and you're not in depression, what are you doing? You're worrying about the kids, you're worrying about money, you're worrying about this, you're worrying about school, you're worrying, right? You're worrying about everybody else except yourself. Perfect. And that is why the depression is a good thing. You start thinking about yourself, okay? And what you want to do, what you'd love to do, what makes you happy, who makes you happy, all right? So basically that line has been here. I'm sure it's a spirit. It's been here. I've been opening the wooden door and it won't go out. It's just, I'm going to cruise.
I wish you'd pick a different one of the flies, but it's okay. You're actually having to kill them.
No, this one is a spit, like.
Eat all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been here all weekend.
Okay, we were on a cruise in the middle of the ocean, down below in a room that is not no window.
Yeah.
There was a fire.
No.
Yeah.
Guess who? Messing around. It's not coffee at the door. I still never forget that one.
What happens in our house, there'd be flies and I'd kill them all, and then out of nowhere a fly appears.
Or it'll just hang like with a couple. It's been big horse flies lately.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there on the car, just when we're talking, just not
Hanging around.
Just hanging around.
You better not watch that old film called The Fly. With the old with the eyes and the face. But no, that's funny. But anyway, I know that's why I'm not bothering with it. I'm just letting him go. So basically, so depression is a good thing, okay? Because it implodes you. So it's like a rat in a maze. You go down here and it's blocked. You go down there and it's blocked. Yeah, and they want you to actually close down, not watch TV, not get into books, not get on the games or whatever you're called, X Games and stuff. In other words, you don't want to even do that, right? So all you do is kind of sit there like a zombie and you're just depressed. But you're sitting by yourself, alone with your thoughts and your spirit. So you start thinking, what do I want to do? Who am I? What would I love to do? And that's all they want to do. This shift is about people finding what they want to do, all right? How they can get through life, you understand? And I know you're very young and don't worry about that, but it's still important because you are at a stage where you also can direct what your next 10 years are going to be like. You understand? Or more.